Welcome back to the channel, guys. I've got a good one for you today. You guys have been asking about this topic for a long period of time. And again, why? It is the #1 topic on YouTube regarding the Philippines. What topic is that? It's dating. Where can I start out at? Me. So again, I'm over in the States and I'm having horrible luck with online dating. I am getting catfished. I'm having no luck at all. Most of my dates are complete meaningless. Again, no substance whatsoever. I move here to the Philippines, everything changes. I go online, I do an online profile. Actually, I do a couple different websites. Everything takes off. What I mean by that is, I think the very first day I posted my profile, I think I ended up getting like 268 likes the very same day. Again, that is a tremendous difference from back in the States. After about a month or two of having a few dates here and there, actually met a nice young lady. Her name was Christy, and we started doing just basic text right online on the actual website. And then we actually exchanged WhatsApp numbers. Again, that's the big thing over here in the Philippines is WhatsApp. So we started doing the text on WhatsApp. After about a week or so, I decided to take a visit to where she actually lives. And again, that's about 2.5 hours north of Cebu City in a place called Bogo. And again, here's where it gets very interesting. I get up there to Bogo, I'm staying at a hotel, and I didn't know this until after the fact, but she actually came to the hotel while I was having my lunch. She did not come in. She had the taxi driver stop outside just so she could look at me outside the window. So again, she comes by, drives up, looks at me, makes sure it's me. Do I have a smile on my face? Do I look like a happy person? And then she takes off. And then again, I get that call probably about 5 or 10 minutes later saying, I'm at home now, I'm ready to meet. Now here's where it gets interesting for all of you guys, where it's different from the States. When I go over and meet her for the very first time, not only do I meet her mom, I meet 2 uncles, 2 brothers, and 1 cousin. And again, this is very different from back in the States. Again, here I'm meeting an entire family. And what do you do when you meet a family over here in the Philippines for the very first time? Out of respect now, what you do is you take the mother's hand, and again, I did it to the aunts and the uncles as well. You take their hand and you put it to your forehead. And again, that's a show of respect. So I did that for her family. And again, after this trip, her birthday was coming up. So the very next trip, I decided, hey, what can I do that's very special for a birthday here in the Philippines? So I ask around and I find out buying a whole pig. I buy a complete pig, large, big pig. I mean, from head to toe, guys, hoofs and everything, with an apple in the mouth. Buy the actual pig. I show up for the birthday party. Again, she has not stayed with me whatsoever. Again, I have a hotel that's private to myself. She would not stay with me the first trip. I'm here on the second trip. She wants to not stay with me again on the second trip. Again, I meet her family again. We're having a good time at her birthday party. Then, after this is over with, I go back to Cebu City. I do another trip back to Bogo City. This time is where things change. We have started talking about getting serious again, about having a good relationship, having that good bond. And again, I know that's very close in time and people might say you rushed right in. You got to imagine, I'm coming from the States where dating is horrible, and I am meeting people and I am spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, taking them out to eat dinner where it means absolutely nothing. They have no interest in me. They show up and they don't look like their pictures. I'm not interested in them. So again, this is a brand new thing here for me. And you got to imagine, I'll put this in context for you. The young lady I met, Christy, she was 23 years old. She had just turned 23. She's getting ready to start college. She is a model, guys. I mean, she actually models bikinis for a modeling agency here in the Philippines. Again, she is a knockout. And again, you can imagine me, I'm coming from the States, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, wow, I have no dates there. But all of a sudden, I have interest from a model here in the Philippines. So again, it caught me by surprise, and I was overwhelmed by it. And again, so happy to meet a nice young lady with good looks, good personality, and could, you know, just travel the Philippines and have a good time. And what I mean by that is we actually went on several trips. We went to Camotes Island, we went to Batayan Island, did several big trips together to different islands here in the Philippines. We did snorkeling excursions. We did everything you possibly think of. And things were going well. Now again, I'm gonna go back to the beginning of this. She had just got out of school. She hadn't even started college yet. Again, what I mean by that is here in the Philippines, they had a 2-year break in some provinces regarding the COVID outbreak. So again, she had a 2-year break from school, so she got 2 years behind, and now she's getting ready to start college. Well, here I had all this time, all the way from, I think, March, all the way until August, September, where she's not in school, and we're traveling and having a good time. Again, things are going quite well. And again, by this time, she's living here with me. So again, we are watching shows together, we're eating every meal together. I'm actually, for the first time, going out to the grocery store and actually buying groceries, and she's actually cooking for me at home. I am trying to learn myself a little bit about cooking Filipino dishes. So she's teaching me those kinds of things and teaching me some of the language here. So things are off to a great start. Now again, when she starts school, that's where everything takes a turn. Right before she starts school, I find out from her that her father, who has a contract for work in Dubai, he loses that contract because he falls ill and he actually gets very sick. So again, what happens is he actually loses his contract. Now for her, she got very lucky. Being that she was a model for an agency, they gave her a full scholarship ride for school. Again, all she has to come up with is the smaller things like uniform cost, paying for her test, early enrollment and things like that. Again, that was going to be taken care of by her dad. Now her dad loses her job. Now I am the boyfriend, and she believes I am the one responsible for this. But the problem is I would have no issues whatsoever with that. Again, I was giving her family money, not a large sum of money. At the time I was given 4,000 pesos per month, which is actually what they paid for rent. That's kind of a normal thing here in the Philippines. And then with her, I'm just paying for everything. You know, we're living together. She's doing all the things I'm doing. So it wasn't a great expense, because when I went out and ate dinner all those times and I ate lunch and breakfast out, it was very expensive compared to now I'm buying groceries and she's actually here at home with me and she's cooking. Again, so she actually saved me money and kind of equaled things out when it comes to expenses when you're actually here dating. But here's where it gets interesting. Now she's starting college. Her dad's lost her job. Here's what starts to happen. And I hear this is quite common here in the Philippines. Sweetheart, I need money for uniforms. Again, not a big expense. I think it was like 1,800 pesos. Again, we're going to take 1,800 pesos, divide by 58. That's the amount of dollars, as far as US dollars it is. Again, not a large sum of money. But again, other things start happening. Now she has 3 tests, and she's not telling me that every time she takes a test, it's 900 pesos. And again, after she takes 3 tests, because she feels bad coming to me for money, now all of a sudden, sweetheart, I need thousands of pesos to pay for these tests because I am actually behind. So again, being the nice boyfriend, I do that. Now big money starts getting involved. We have early enrollment. We have other uniforms. So in actual time frame here, in 1 week's time towards the end of our relationship, she needed 9,000 pesos for school. Again, for different types of things. And again, I'm paying for transportation and things like that while she's living with me. But again, it becomes overwhelmingly known to me, wow, we're really pushing towards a lot of money here. And the problem I was having with that, again, not having any issues with the money at the time, is the time. When she started school, and again, you got to think, before she started college, I'm actually over here spending a lot of time with her. Every single day, we are going on trips together. We're having a blast. And I mean, having a blast, we are doing everything that you can possibly think of. Visiting waterfalls, going to hot springs and cold springs, going to the ocean, going to the beach, just having a great time together. Now again, now where the problem starts with me. College starts. She has to leave in the morning around 9 a.m. Classes last till 5 p.m. She has a hard time every day getting a taxi from school back home. So again, she's arriving at home at 7 at night. And when she gets home at night at 7, she goes in the room and she starts closing the door and studying for 2 hours. Again, I had nothing wrong, no issues whatsoever with her trying to get her education, because here in the Philippines, again, being that you're a daughter or a son here, you're putting most of your money towards your family. Unlike in the States where we go off to college and we are done with family, we're trying to go out there and party and have a good time. Here in the Philippines, it's a lot different. They're actually going to give most of their money back to their family. So she's working in college to get that education, to get that better job. So I kind of understand where she's coming from. But again, my issue is I'm actually spending a lot more money here in the Philippines because of her school and the spending habits that actually come along with being with a college student. So again, I'm spending 9,000 pesos in 1 month. In 1 week actually. So if I had to add it all up, I probably spent about 16,000 pesos for the month, the last month we were actually together. But again, what happened was I could not take it anymore, guys. It just became where I never saw her. On Saturdays, she would still do the modeling stuff. And then on the weekdays, Monday through Friday now, mind you, she was in class, or actually away from home, from 9 until 7, and then showing up at 7 and studying sometimes until 9 and 10 at night. So again, no time for me. And again, I know I was being bad. In a way, I was actually being bad because here I'm trying to take all of her time. I know she's doing a good thing, but again, in my mind, it wasn't a bad thing because I moved here to enjoy life. I was actually working those 12-hour days back in America. And I'm getting away from those 12-hour work days, and I'm getting to a life for myself. Again, I am here to enjoy life, live life to its fullest. And here she was given like an interruption to that lifestyle. So I kind of started saying, well, this is not the best thing for me. So again, I made some changes. I finally did have that big talk with her. We ended it in the best way you possibly could. Again, we were both upset. Again, I had deep feelings for her. I'm sure she had feelings for me. But again, I think there were some other things in the background that I was thinking about. Again, is she using me for money and things like that? And you guys will have to consider that yourself when you get over here to the Philippines. Again, you're going to go through so many trials and tribulations when it comes to dating over here, guys. So again, when you get on those dating profiles, and you're giving updated pictures. Again, I usually take pictures here in the Philippines because I want people to know that these pictures are very recent. So they know that they're looking at you, so you're not catfishing them. Again, don't use the pictures from back home. But again, our relationship ended, and again, I'm back in the dating pool. And I'm sure she's back in the dating pool as well. Again, no hard feelings towards her whatsoever. We had a very good relationship for the time. But again, I do think there's a difference when it comes to the age gap. Again, her being 23 and me being 54 at the time, it's a pretty big age gap. But again, I didn't mind that because again, I was coming from the States where I had no dates whatsoever. So now I'm getting all this attention from this model that goes out there and models bikinis for a company. Again, I got all this attention from her. So again, I am sitting there thinking, wow, this is amazing. So when you guys get over here, this story is for one reason and one purpose only has one reason for this entire story. When you guys get over here, take your time. Don't be in a rush. Go online, post that profile, put your recent pictures up there that you actually took here in the Philippines. Be honest and upfront with the profile, at least as honest as possible. Don't lie about your age. Do the right thing. And eventually, if you take your time and you go through some of the hardships you will go through here in the Philippines when it comes to dating, you will find that perfect woman. That is a promise to you guys. Again, I have not found that perfect person yet, but again, I am meeting and having dates with lots and lots of young ladies. And I said by lots and lots, I haven't had that many dates, but again, I would say in my time here, I probably went out on, say 30 to 40 dates. Again, these might be just for coffee or maybe just be for lunch. But again, dates here are limitless. They're just out there. They're ready for you. You have no problem getting dates here. But again, the message today for this video, take your time, do it right. Don't take advantage of these young ladies. And again, be cautionary because you can be scammed. You can be taken for money. You can be taken for that ride, they call it over here. Take your time and do it right. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video regarding dating. Again, my story here in the Philippines. If you have any questions, I'm always available. My email's on most of my comments on almost all my videos. To my champions, You guys are the greatest. Thank you so much. If you're not a champion, hit that subscribe button. Let me know I'm doing a good job for you guys. And as always, I love the Philippines.